before you go, then make me. You didn't think I'd be here waiting up all night, all night. I'm here to tell you something. There ain't another love that is.
Hey folks, welcome back to VL Extras. Today we're unpacking something massive. Figma's not just a design tool anymore. It's a powerhouse that lets you design and code, all in one place. At Config 2025, Figma dropped a lineup of products that are shaking up how we build apps, websites, and even marketing assets. From AI-powered coding with Figma Make to building responsive websites with Figma Sites, this is Figma like you've never seen it before. Grab a coffee, hit that like button, and let's jump in. Back in 2012, two Brown University students, Dylan Field and Evan Wallace, had a wild idea. What if design tools lived in the cloud, not clunky desktop software? At the time, Adobe XD and Sketch ruled, but they were slow, siloed, and developer handoffs were a nightmare. Dylan and Evan wanted real-time collaboration, like Google Docs for design. With a Thiel Fellowship and relentless hustle, they launched Figma in 2016. It was a game-changer, browser-based, collaborative, and intuitive. By 2019, Figma had millions of users, designers, PMs, even developers working together seamlessly. Fast forward to 2025, Figma's valued at $12.5 billion, with 85% of its 10 million monthly active users outside the US, and 30% identifying as developers, not just designers. How'd they do it? By listening to users and pushing boundaries, from FigJam's brainstorming boards to Dev Mode's design-to-code bridge.
This 30-year-old just became a billionaire selling to his biggest competitor for stupid money. Like many greats to come before, dropping out of college was the obvious choice for Dylan Field and his co-founder Evan Wallace. From their dorm room at Brown University, the duo built a more collaborative version of Photoshop and won a spot in the Thiel Fellowship to get started. The result was Figma, and it's since become a staple in the design world, allowing developers to build apps together and creatives to collaborate in real time. Figma's success in disrupting a category that Adobe has always owned is why the company just agreed to shell out $20 billion to acquire it. What's most wild about this deal is Figma's annual revenue is only around $400 million, which means Adobe is paying a 50x multiple to acquire it. While many founders might turn their nose up at an offer made by the company they set out to disrupt in the first place, an offer like this is just too good to be true, and Dylan made the right choice by cashing out. For more startup stories, follow my page for more.
But Config 2025? That's where Figma went next level. Config 2025 was Figma's biggest party yet. 8,500 attendees in San Francisco from May 6 to 8, and a first-ever day-long event in London on May 14th. Picture keynotes from industry giants, hands-on workshops, and a buzzing community of designers, developers, and product builders. Figma's CEO, Dylan Field, said it best. In a world where software is exploding, design is what makes great products stand out. Config isn't just a conference. It's where Figma unveils tools that redefine how we work. This year, they doubled their product lineup with 4 new tools and a slew of features, all about going from idea to production in one platform. Let's break it down. First up, Figma Make AI that turns your ideas into working code. Imagine typing, "Build a to-do app with a clean UI," and boom, Figma Make spits out a functional prototype. You can start with a Figma design, copy-paste it, or refine elements with prompts like, "Add a dark mode toggle." I tested it, and in minutes, I had a responsive web app with HTML and CSS. No coding skills needed. Developers? Don't worry. You can tweak the code directly in Figma's inline editor and publish it as a live app. It's in beta for full-seat users on paid plans with usage limits, but it's a game-changer for rapid prototyping. Figma Make's secret sauce? It's collaborative, embedded in Figma's platform, so teams can iterate together in real time. Now let's talk Figma Sites. This is huge. You can design, prototype, and publish responsive websites right in Figma. Copy your Figma design assets, use pre-built templates, or pull in your design system's blocks. I built a portfolio site in an hour, adding parallax scroll effects and breakpoints for mobile and desktop with a few clicks. The live HTML preview is clutch, and publishing is seamless, no extra hosting fees until 2026 for custom domains. Figma Sites is in beta, free for full-seat users, and it's perfect for freelancers or teams who want to skip Webflow or Squarespace. A CMS feature's coming soon too, so stay tuned. Figma Draw is for the artists out there. It's a new toolkit in Figma Design with enhanced vector editing, think lasso tools, shape builders, and text on paths. I played with dynamic brushes and noise effects, and it feels like Illustrator meets Figma. You can add grainy textures or pattern fills to make your designs pop. Then there's Figma Buzz, built for marketers and brand teams. It's a simplified editor to create on-brand assets like social posts or ads at scale. Copy designs from Figma, publish templates, and let your team edit within guardrails to stay consistent. I made 50 event flyers in minutes using Buzz's bulk create feature. It's free in beta and perfect for scaling content without chaos.
Susan, you're gonna want to check this out. They're Catherine's.
Is this what she's been doing all those late nights?
She must be curious. Experimenting.
That's it. I'm going up there. Catherine, we have to talk.
What do you want?
Your father and I saw what you've been doing on the family computer.
You went through my tabs?
Cat, sweetie. We know about Figma Draw.
But
No buts.
Whatever happened to just importing your SVG files?
Figma is fine for moving rectangles around, but for art?
oh, you don't understand. You can add text to a path, make wiggly dynamic strokes, use brushes and blurs.
And what if you get hooked on it?
Listen, Missy, if you think you can just ignore other software and create your own vector doodles in some tab on some browser, then you have got another thing coming. And let
Susan,
me tell you,
baby.
oh, don't Susan me, Tom. You said it yourself. Figma is for buttons and sliders.
It's for practical business application. It's no place for a little girl like you to just...
Express yourself.
I'm not a little girl. I'm an artist. I made beautiful images without using any outside programs, and you guys are mad at me? Open your brains. Design can be imaginative and expressive. It doesn't need to be clean and flat. I can be an artist and a product designer, or even a brand designer.
Catherine, sweetie, we're not mad. We're disappointed.
Disappointed that you didn't tell us about this earlier. Don't let your loved ones be the last to know about Figma Draw.
Dylan Field.
Hello, Config! Welcome to Config 2025!
So we're going to start our demo here in Figma Design. I'm sure many of you today are building and conceptualizing websites in Figma, and then at some point in the process, you get everything looking just right, and then you need to take your design into other tools to build it into a working real website. Now, that's what the team at Kodo did when they were working on this design for Kickin. And full disclosure, if I zoom the wrong way, I'm the only one in today's demo that has to disable natural scroll. So let's just take our design here in Figma. What if we could pick up where we left off and come on over into the brand new Figma Sites editor to get started? We've got a desktop frame here, and we're just going to paste our design in. And already we can continue working on our website. But what's a website in 2025 without thinking about how that website is going to look on different devices? So a long-time request from many of you who have been building on the web has been the need for breakpoints. So very quickly, we can add our tablet and our mobile. Whoops, didn't click it. And you'll see very quickly that our design from desktop has been translated to each of the viewport sizes. And you'll see some changes where we've made some adaptations to make sure it flows properly just the way that you want on mobile. Now, as you're designing your website, each page is going to have a frame for each one of the viewport sizes that you're designing for. And you may be wondering, well, what happens if I need to make an edit on one? Do I have to make it on all three sizes? Anytime you select an object in your primary breakpoint, in this case we've selected this headline, you'll see that it automatically engages Figma's multi-edit across all of those frames. So if I go in here and make an edit, we'll update this to say grow with the flow. You'll see that it makes that change across all of the breakpoints.
Nice. Okay, let's talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that's code. Sometimes you need to do something that's just more complicated than what you could do with normal design tools. Let's take a look at this example. So here, Kickin wants to add this interactive calculator to their site so that visitors can calculate their funding. They want to be able to, drag these sliders around, update the values, do all sorts of math, and have this update the estimated funding down below. That would be pretty hard to do with the point-and-click interactions, but it's a really good use case for code. And I'm excited to say that now you can use code with Figma Sites with what we call code layers. And I'll show you how to get started. First, I'm going to select this design. This is just the normal design that you would create. Auto layout's all set up in here. But I'm going to come over here, I'm going to click this new button. It's called Make Code from Design. And when I click that, that's going to automatically convert all of those layers into well-structured React and Tailwind. That's pretty cool. So now I can jump in here and start adding a bunch of interactions. That's not terribly fun to watch, so I'm actually going to slide over to an example that's already built. So here's one that's built out. And in here you'll see that the right-hand side is a live preview, so I can interact with this. I can drag these sliders around. This has all been built out, but that animation felt like it took
That's a long animation.
Yeah. So I'm going to come over. I can just make a couple tweaks to the code here. Let's try 0.3. This has been a live update for me, and now I can play with this, and that's feeling much snappier. A couple other things just to point out while we're here. You may have noticed we're actually importing NPM modules here. There are some Figma-provided hooks so that you can expose properties for your code layers or customize your code for different breakpoints. And there's some really exciting new ways to work with code that you're going to learn about in a few minutes.
With Figma Make, you can take an existing design and prompt your way to a fully coded prototype. For this demo, please welcome to the stage Holly Lee, Product Manager of Figma Make.
All right. Thank you, Dylan. Hi, Config. All right. I joined Figma in January of this year as a PM on the AI team, and it's already been the adventure of a lifetime. Now, like many of you, I've been making for as long as I can remember, including today's Config. I hope you like it. Now, for work, I get to make AI products, but I'm sure we all face a lot of the same challenges. Turning a design into something real enough to validate takes a long time, and it's hard to do. So that's why we built Figma Make. With Figma Make, you can go beyond having to imagine how your design should feel and actually just experience it. So today, it's an honor to present to you all Figma Make on behalf of the superstar team behind it. We're building really rapidly, shipping new features and improvements every week. And while it's still really early, we're just so excited about all the ways Make can change how we design, iterate, and explore. So let's get into it. Okay, like most makes, you're probably going to start with an existing design in Figma. So here, you can see my team is prototyping a music app we're calling Earworm. Now let's say we just want to explore how this core player element will feel, right? How the CD is going to spin, how those buttons will feel like to click. Now, historically, prototyping even a simple design like this would have taken a lot of noodles, maybe an engineer, maybe switching to a different tool. But today is not that day. Now, with Figma Make, you can play with your designs just as you created them, all in Figma. All we're going to do is take that core player frame, copy, and paste it into the Make prompt box. And I'm just going to say, please make this CD player interactive. The CD should spin when I play a track. Thank you. Remember to be polite to your large language models. And because we're Figma, we're not just giving the model an image of your design. We're passing the design itself, including all of that structure and metadata. The model can reference the layers in your design, understand what they're for, and iterate and incorporate that knowledge in its generation. Okay, and this is a live demo, no stage tricks, and models can be finicky, so wish me luck. Thank you. Now, Make is making a plan, it's reasoning. You can see here that we're using Claude 3.7, and code is starting to stream it. Now, many of you have used tools like this before, and you know we're asking the AI to do a pretty hard thing, and it just needs a minute. So while this runs, let's go take a look at some fun Make examples. All right, let's start with this one. You can see here that Tom's team is testing out a new feature for their cycling app called Trail Journey. In Make, I can actually upload a file, so let me give it this bike ride, and then experience all my data instantaneously, live. Look at that. I can play back my route, and I can even interact with my elevation data. Make turned my design into a living, breathing prototype. Let's look at another example. Here, Lorik, a designer at Maven Clinic, used Make to turn a mobile Figma design into an interactive desktop clinic finder for their users. And this is complete with a real map API. So I can search here in the search bar and actually click around in this map. Now, using this prototype, Lorik was able to reignite a conversation in a single afternoon. All right, and even here at Figma, we're using Make to prototype our own products. So remember that amazing grid demonstration from Giorgio? With a design and a few prompts, Make is able to quickly give us a sense of how that grid visualizer should look and feel.
So, if I remember correctly, your request, you are looking to promote a new live stream series?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So our campus leaders are going to be hosting a series of talks across dozens of their campuses, and we need help making assets for them. Also, a quick shout out to our amazing campus leaders and all the other students and educators here today. Hi, guys. So yeah, that's what we kind of need help with.
Okay, well, we do have some live stream promo assets that you can use. They're templates that, if you see here, we have...
Okay, just stop you there.
Okay.
I do love the templates that you send us. They always look amazing, but I get nervous I'm going to break them. It might just be faster if you...
Okay, I hear you, but I was about to introduce a new product that's actually purpose-built for this use case in mind. So, it's called Figma Buzz, and let's check it out.
Ooh, okay.
All right, as you can see, Figma Buzz looks very similar to Figma Design, but with a streamlined, more focused UI. It gives you easy access to your shared brand library, so illustrations, perhaps logos, but we can also start from a template.
Okay, I can already tell this is going to be so much easier for me to get into this file than what you normally send me. No offense.
None taken. My files are often a disaster. But let's get started. We have some templates right here. So these are the templates that the team made. You can access them in Buzz. They designed them in Figma Design and then brought them into Buzz.
Okay.
So what channels are you promoting on?
So we want to make this a social first campaign. So we definitely want to do something for stories.
Okay.
I would love to make something for the main Instagram feed, and let's do LinkedIn too. You know, everyone's all about that thought leadership. So.
All about that thought leadership. Okay. Cool. So now as we have all of the assets in here on the canvas, you can navigate to them pretty simply, and then you can edit on canvas. But if you're more comfortable and you don't want to feel like you're breaking anything, you can just hit the edit content panel here. And this is where you can adjust the information. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
So let me add the title. I'm going to add in our speaker. And when he's actually giving his talk, and oh look, it even edits the text on a path on the circle. That looks pretty nice. Cool. Okay, so now I definitely need to swap out this picture to be Braden, but I only have pictures of all the students in normal color, but I noticed the template tends to be like having filters on it.
Oh yeah, sure. So in the template, it's going to inherit some of the styling there. Okay. So if you do drop in the photo, it'll make it black and white automatically.
Perfect.
There we go. Cool. Another awesome thing about this, there are variants attached to this template.
What is a variant, Damien?
Well, variants, even in a template here, you do have some creative control. So variants allow you to swap assets out. So for example, that image in the back there, there are some more options. So you hit swap. Yeah, there you go. You found it.
Oh, nice. I can just change out the pattern.
Yep. Do you want to see something else cool?
I would love to.
Okay, cool. Well, if we zoom out here to grid view, we can see our entire campaign. And okay, we only have one photo of it. And so if we want to change it on all of these other assets, all we need to do is click, hit the multi-edit button, upload image, and there we go.
There we go. Braden's everywhere.
Braden's everywhere.
And I'm an engineer here at Figma. You might be wondering, why is there an engineer on the keynote stage? They usually keep us locked to the back. But I'm here because the work I'm about to share with you is very personal to me. I was a designer briefly before I was an engineer. I was an art major in school, and so I knew how to use creative tools long before I knew how to code. I still have a lot of creative side hobbies on the side. And I've worked at Figma for 7 years now. And in this whole time, I've been very frustrated by all the things that I couldn't do in Figma. I've worked on countless makery projects over the years to hack more expressive tools into Figma. But I work on the core editor team, and we've always been laser focused on meeting the needs of our core product design users. As the editor team, we're constantly working on things like typography features or shipping a better version of auto layout. But design is evolving, tools are evolving, we saw that today, and we felt like while tools are getting more powerful, design is sometimes also getting a little bit flat. Maybe it's time to raise the ceiling on what you can do in Figma, to give users more power to unflatten their designs and to enable more craft. So today, I'm very excited to share with you what has happened to our Dev Mode toggle, which is that as of today, you can now use this toggle to switch to Figma Draw. Okay, so I'll go ahead and toggle to Figma Draw. And you can see right away that there are some obvious visual differences in the UI. We have these big layer previews in the layers panel, some new tools in the toolbar, and also some UI elements that are more optimized for visual design, like sliders. But I'm going to start by talking about some of the improvements we made to vector edit mode. I've done a lot of vector editing in Figma, and I know that it can be pretty limiting at times. So we're going to start with this icon set that Kojo is doing for Gostini, and it looks like we're trying to make a bunch of food icons, and this is supposedly a pasta, but it's not quite there yet. So we'll go ahead and select this, hit enter, and now I've selected all these shapes. And you can see in Draw that we have this nice contextual menu here with a bunch of common actions you might want to do, Boolean operations, use mask, etc. But actually today I want to vector edit these, so I'll hit return. And now I'm actually in vector edit mode on all of these shapes at the same time, which is my new best friend. I can now select all these vertices and I can edit them all at the same time, which is pretty powerful, but I actually want to use our new shape builder tool today. So I'll hold option and click or drag through some shapes that I want to remove, and click and drag through some shapes I want to combine, and that is the shape builder tool.
Okay, all those features are cool, but Figma's new grid auto layout option is a designer's dream. It lets you build responsive layouts like galleries or bento boxes with rows and columns. You can stretch elements across multiple tracks, control sizing, and export CSS for developers, smooth handoffs guaranteed. Figma's also going global with Brazilian Portuguese localization, joining Japanese, Spanish, and Korean. With 85% of users outside the US and 50% of revenue from non-US markets, Figma's making design accessible everywhere. This inclusivity, paired with tools like Grid, shows Figma's commitment to precision and community.
If you're a designer, get ready to say, "Oh my gosh!" Because Figma just dropped some epic changes. I got early access, so let's take a look. My favorite thing is Draw mode. You can paint. You can use that paint to make brush strokes. Apply that to anything. Create dynamic patterns, progressive blurs, and loads of other really cool stuff. Bye-bye, Illustrator! Figma Make is the final nail in the UX design workflow. AI has to be part of your process now. You can drop in a frame, get some new design spun up, or have it expand a user flow out of that screen. Also, you can generate really crazy stuff, like this snake game that I made with one sentence. Wow, that's really cool. Oh, by the way, are you a web designer? Cool, because Figma just launched Sites. Drop in your designs, make it auto layout so it's responsive, manage breakpoints, add interactive animations, and publish with staging links super fast. Speaking of auto layouts, welcome grids. Make a frame, convert it to a grid, drop in other frames, and watch it fill to the space. Drag it to fill more space.
But wait!
Buzz. See, when you make cool stuff in Draw and you drop it in fancy grids, you can mass export designs with dynamic content, or you can share files with clients that are locked down to brand guidelines so they can't mess things up. Seriously, this is Figma saying, hey Adobe, thanks for the $1 billion when the deal fell through. We're coming for you.
Figma just released 4 brand new products and numerous new features at their Config 2025 event. And honestly, I think this will change the design forever. Number 1, Figma Sites. It's like Framer, but now in Figma. If you are a web designer, now you can convert your designs into actual responsive websites and publish them. And yeah, you can also add interactions and animations. The best part, it works with Figma native features like components and variants. Number 2, Figma Draw. Basically, it's Illustrator baked into Figma. Now you can paint, use brushstrokes, create dynamic patterns, add progressive blurs, texture effects, and many other cool features. And yeah, they finally made vector editing awesome. Number 3, Figma Make. This is a dedicated AI product by Figma. Now you can spin up designs using prompts. Not just static designs, actual working designs with interactions and code. You can create these amazing interactive games from just single line of prompt. Number 4, Figma Buzz. It's like bulk design editor tool. You can now mass export your designs with dynamic content. You can mass edit them collectively from your spreadsheet data. Perfect tool for generating marketing content faster. By the way, Figma also introduced grids. Now you can make the grids in your frames and adjust your content within those grids. This will allow designers to be more creative in their designs. I will be covering everything in detail on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned and follow for more.
Figma's come a long way from a browser-based upstart to a platform that's blurring the lines between design and code. Config 2025 proved it. Figma Make, Sites, Draw, Buzz, and Grid aren't just tools, they're a vision for collaborative, AI-powered creation. But not everything's perfect. Some users worry about beta feature limits or AI's role in design. Will it replace human creativity? I'm curious what you think. Have you tried Figma Make or Sites? Are you hyped for Grid CSS export? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe to VL Extras for more tech deep dives. Hit the bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.